right, it's time for my June garden tour, and I thought I'd start in the front. We don't have a whole lot going on in our front. Well, we have a lot going on in our front yard that it's very exciting. We painted our house, woohoo! No more Goldilocks orange, it was gross. But I'll start with the tomatoes. We've got some beautiful tomatoes. I don't have any, well, I shouldn't say that. I don't have a lot of sun in my backyard. So this is really the only place that I can grow tomatoes. So this year I'm trying these grow bags. I have, I think, 13 of them out here. Some of them are the short kind and some of them are the potato style because they have a little flap there. They're tough to keep hydrated. So, you know, if I had another alternative, I would do it, but this is what I got. So they're thirsty a lot of the time. I'm finding myself having to water twice a day. Usually I did mulch them, and because they're in these grow bags and I water them so often, I have to fertilize a lot. So I fertilize monthly with a granular organic and then weekly with a water soluble organic. But you guys, I've harvested like, I don't know, 2 bucketfuls already. So it's working, at least for now. It was 100 degrees today, so it's getting hot. My Eden is pushing out a few new blooms, and my clematis is still blooming amazingly. My proven winners are still, my bubblegum are still going for it. So that's pretty exciting. I do have to share that I have black spot for the first time. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what to do about it. Okay, we are doing some more garden projects. So you'll see some, I'm having my wine as I'm giving you my tour. You'll still see, we've got some stuff that we've been tearing out, fences and stuff like that. And I just got finished watering. So, you know, things are a bit of a mess, but this is a real garden. The first update I think to give you is I took out my, what was that called? Perfume Angel. It just wasn't doing it for me. I've ordered a Fruity Pebbles to take its place, so I'm excited about that. My citrus are in their, you know, that's a biannual, like they produce one year and then they don't produce another year. They're in the we're gonna produce year, which I'm really excited about. So it's got tons of baby fruit all over the place. It was a beautiful year for the blossoms. Oh, it smelled so good. Okay, here is my orphan garden. My orphan garden is where I put all my plants that I've taken out. I don't know what to do with. I just kind of put them here in a holding pattern, and it's actually so funny because here's my red hot poker. Look at my red hot poker. It's not even planted. I just plopped it on top of the soil, and it's doing great. So, and same with this. This is a liriope. I just plopped it right on there, doing great. So yeah, these are all the little things that I just don't know what to do with. Here's my Renee rose, climbing rose that I got from Linda Knowles, or the Rosarian, the famous Rosarian. I'm actually like getting it to grow. I'm so excited. And then this is Dutch Pearl Dahlia. Is that not? So the wind's kind of kicking it around, but oh my gosh, isn't that gorgeous? And it's been so prolific. It's just like going for it. Whereas I have another one, which I can't remember the name of. It's right here. It's not doing that well. But see, here's some more over there. Ah, I've been cutting on it since like March. My hydrangea, not good. It gets so much reflection from the glass. This is like a hot microclimate here that this white one here is burning. So this was a bed. I need to move it over to this other bed because I have a Fort Bragg purple one, which is at the end of its bloom cycle, but this one is doing much better. So that's exciting. I think my plan, I think I've shared this, is that I want to make this a hummingbird highway. So I've got, you know, Vermillionaire, Kufia, and Mystic Spires, Salvia. I'm going to take out these 2 pots. They're too big and I need to retool some stuff. I've got a lot. So here's my hummingbird highway. This whole area is my hummingbird highway. We've had to pull a lot of pots out and make room because we got these cool trash bins. Aren't those neat? These are called Mr. Bin, and I love them because they do this. La, 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 la. See, isn't that neat? So I'm really excited about that. And we're going to put a fence right about here so that it sort of creates a differentiation between the trash area. We're going to use a corten steel hog wire panel, and then we're going to take down this fence that's right here, and we already took the one that was here. You can see the area, and we're going to match it. We're going to do the corten steel trellis here, so there'll be a lot more light, a lot more feeling like you're getting between the gardens easier, and not this, you know, cutoff, which we don't need. Here is my little Zen garden. So things are doing great here. We had the house painted just last week. We just finished up. We had to pull all this stuff away from the house. It was kind of a drag, but we're just getting going again. This is a red sentinel maple. I have to tell you, I thought it was going to be red. I mean, red sentinel. From the research I've done, it says if it's in full sun, it will turn red, but I think I've shared with you all, nothing in my garden gets more than, at the most, 3 hours of sun, except for like 2 sections. That red sentinel only gets maybe an hour of sun at the most, so it's not red. That's all right, it's still pretty. So here's everything looking gorgeous. I have a few pots I've got to figure out what to do. Those are my hummingbird highway plants, and they're not blooming because they're not getting enough sun. So that's kind of my retooling. Once we get the fence and everything organized, I think I'll maybe find a place for that. Here's my rock that I put in. I hate it. I'll show you its replacement. I already have it. And I'm not just happy with this whole corner. So I'm going to retool this again. You'll see I've got some hosta that I wanted to put in. I put in a different kind of Haconocloa. It's not the right place for it. So, well, you know, I'm constantly pulling things out. I just don't have an eye for this, you guys. So it's like constant for me. Dig this plant up, put this plant here, dig this plant up, put this plant here. My poor husband, he's a saint. This bed is the one I'm the most happy with. I think I've finally achieved my layers. I've got my Japanese and then maple, got my azalea, my liriope, then I've got my layer of heuchera or Lenten rose with some pretty coral bells, purple coral bells sprinkled in, and then my whole line of coral bells. These newest ones there are just filling in, and my addition of my mossy rock. This is my favorite rock. Is it weird to have a favorite rock? I don't think so. All right, here is my fountain that I picked up for $20, and I've decided I hate the color, so I'm going to try and figure out how I can paint it. It really should be, you know, like a gray instead of this peachy beige. And here's my little suffering bed. This bed is so hard because of all of my beautiful neighbors' trees. They suck up so much of the moisture and the nutrients. And here is the perfect example. If you've ever wondered what chlorosis looks like, here you go. Can you see that? How the veining of the leaves are much darker, and then in between the veins are much lighter. That's chlorosis. I put chelated iron on it last week. I don't know how long it's supposed to take to fix, but I'm thinking by now. But even like my gardenia is really suffering. So, you know, we figure it out. But Lamium's looking pretty good. So, you know, we'll get there. But this is just, for me, constant just retooling. I don't know, I'm crazy. My salvia is living its best life. So here, on this inner ring here, I'm gonna do a whole ring of cousin it acacias. So you see, got one there, there, right? So I'm gonna have this whole ring of acacias, and they will fill in looking like that one. That's a 3-year-old plant. The rest of them are all just planted this year. And then on the inside, I was trying to have Homestead Blue. That's this verbena here. And do you see the color? It's like a really pretty purpley blue. I bought a bunch to fill in here, And I'll show you the color over. They sent me Homestead Blue, but their version of Homestead Blue, or I'm wrong, and this isn't Homestead Blue, but they sent me like a violet. And I didn't realize that, well, I didn't know that until they all start blooming, of course. So now I had to dig them up and move them all. So, you know, I'll get there. I put some pretty helichrysum as a border in some of my areas, and I'm seeing how I like that. I think I like it. So I have, you know, I'll just kind of continue to watch it. I've got a few things left over from previous designs that I'll end up maybe needing to move, some of the blue fescue. This is my hosta, lungwort, plantain lily, sorrel, like my shady bed. I don't know, I don't like it. It's just, everything looks like it's suffering. You know, my frosty curls is looking really yellow. So this will be the next bed that I put some attention to. You know, that's how I kind of work. I've been like trying to do one section at a time. So that bed, my little corner shady bed, that was the first one that I really was like, okay, I'm gonna devote all my time and energy and really get this where I want it to, and it's almost there. And then I started working on this inner ring here, right? So, and then I started working on my inner ring there. So that's how I work. So eventually I'll get over here to this one. Here's my Lynn Knowles inspired hens and chick planter in this cool French vintage, you know, planter. It's metal. Isn't that super cool? I'm excited. And then I've got a couple more rocks that I've decided. I just plopped them here. Oh, did you see that guy? Oh, I wonder if that was the guy I saved. I rescued one of them out of a pool yesterday. So I've got this bed, and then one of the things that my husband and I have been working on is installing this edge right. And we used to just have paths plopped in here, and I was tired of having the mulch and the dirt and the compost always washing over them. So we decided to make these actual real paths with edging, but we have to dig trenches and bury the drip underneath. So that's a job for when it's not 100 degrees like it is today. So we've got, you know, this really cool shady, this whole, I mean, we get, my yard is pretty much in the shade by 4 p.m. Right now it's, what time is it? I think it's like 7, or maybe 6:30, something like that. But we are in, you know, complete shade. It was 100 today, but in the shade it feels, you know, manageable. So this is my newest, I just planted this last week. It's a desert, was it El Nino desert orchid by Proven Winners. Everyone says it has a smell. I have to watch myself as I step over. Let me smell. Let's see. Ooh. I don't know. It smells all right, I guess. I don't know. Nothing to write home about. It's no rose. All right. So this is the other part of my yard that I was working on, that I'm pretty happy with. Look at these kufiyas. I think these are vivid violet or totally tempted violet, or, you know, something like that. Proven Winners. They're gorgeous. They have filled out just how I had hoped they would. Full. I'm like in love with them. I love them. I love the color. I love everything about them. And then right next to it, or right in front of it, I don't know. This is my Jeannie LaJoy miniature climbing rose that I got inspired by, because Linda Knowles, the rosarian I talked about, she had it, and I just thought it was so cute. This thing has been the best bloomer. It's blooming its little heart out, and it's got these cute little rosebud sprays. Aren't those just so sweet? I have it planted next to a Gertrude Jekyll, not sure how you say it. Hopefully she won't smother it. But yeah, so if you look, it's like I think I'm getting a vision. So I've got a few, you know, bare areas where I've got to start thinking about what to, do I, will I don't know. There's a beautiful weeping red bud, Ruby Falls. Isn't that pretty? And then I've got a volunteer viola. Isn't that cute? Little sweet face. And then just, you know, some pretty hardy geraniums. Oh, my irises were gorgeous this year. These ones, these are like a bicolor, like a raspberry and a pink. Gorgeous. My purple ones are in the back there. They didn't do as well. These are my Princess Alexandra of Kent roses. I have to tell you, when I bought them and when I had them in my planters, they used to be in these black planters. They were like a tropical sunrise color. They were these gorgeous coral pink. They seem like they're just pink now. So, I don't know. Maybe just because they're in shock from moving. I don't know. But we're going to see, because I have a lot of pink roses. I have that. I have my Eden. I have my Royal Jubilee. Over in this bed, I have my Dependable Beauty. So I have a lot of pink roses. Oh, and I have my Floral Carpet, which is also pink. I don't need more pink, you know? So I don't know if these are going to stay. We will see. I have realized that I am more happier when I yank the things out that don't make me happy, instead of just agonizing about them all the time. If I just say, you got to get with the program or get out, it makes me happier. I have another bearded iris down there that's called Cherish, and it is the most gorgeous peachy pink. I can't wait. I mean, I've only seen pictures of it, so we will see. All right, try not to break my neck as I step over my drip and go back onto our path. This is my Daphne, which I gave it a hard prune after it bloomed this year, because it was just getting a little too big, out of control. And so far, it's a slow grower, but it's coming. You see all the new leaves are coming. And then here is what they told me was Homestead Blue. That is not Homestead Blue. That is violet. So this is where I dug them all up and put them over here. So we will see. My hardy hibiscus, this is summerific, very awesome, is got loaded up with buds. Now I moved this. This used to be right where my kufia is, and I moved it because I wanted to put this arch in. So it was like right about here, and it was giant, and so it completely blocked the view, you know, through here. I wanted the view. I didn't want anything too big there. And you know, the hardy hibiscus, they're a beautiful bloom for a day, and then they're not that beautiful. So I don't know, I feel like having it back here is a better place for it. It's about half the size it was last year. Now I did dig it up and move it twice, so you know, that could account for some of that. So we will see, but it also gets a lot less sun here. This is a couple hours of sun, where when it was over here, this is my full sun bed. This bed, it gets the most sun in my garden right here. So we will see. I just pruned my Shasta daisies back, and they will flush back with a new, hopefully, a new group. My GMs, if you guys don't have GMs in your garden, I would just say do it. They have been blooming since January. These ones are called Pretty Coat Peach. See, I've got my little labels in. These ones are a lot bigger. I also have Rose, Tempo Rose over there, which are a little bit smaller, but they also, I think, have a little water issue. I put in lemon coral sedum. I went with the trend. Janie, Lauren, you know, the YouTubers that are out there with the most amazing gardens in the world. Well, they inspired me, so I put them in, and I love them. I don't love the yellow blooms, so I've been trying to cut them off. But look how pretty they are with the fan flower, that purple. Oh, so pretty. And then my Margarita Bop Hempsteman. This is like an iridescent blue. I love it. But it's very floppy, you know, just kind of flops over. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to look like. Here is I have two of these containers. I'm pretty happy with them. They've got Blushing Princess Lobularia, some sort of sweet potato that I love because it's a mounding sweet potato. Helichrysum, white licorice, Prince Tut, Bordeaux 2, and Royal Velvet, which is my repeat plant. I put Royal Velvet everywhere. So on the back side, I've got my aster, which I think will maybe let kind of fill in, hopefully doing a little bit better. I've got some Mystic Spires and some leftover annuals. Those were impatiens that I put here, and they're just doing terrible. So I'm gonna yank them out. I don't know what I'm gonna do in this corner, to be honest. But just, isn't that pretty? Isn't this just so pretty? This suffered a little bit. We had to pull it off the house to paint, and it got a little, I don't know, it didn't get the water it needed. And then I have my stacked planter, which I just think is so pretty. It's got, I think it's called Blackberry Pie Calabroca. Isn't that fun? And then Lobelia, which is honestly my favorite. And look at that electric blue. So if you're doing like a red, white, and blue themed, this is what I would use for my blue, because it's gorgeous. So there's, you know, kind of this half of the garden, which I'm happy about, finally, you know, finally. I haven't put my hose away, you know, welcome to real life. I've got my coleus planters again. Here's my coleus planters. I did that last year and I was really happy with them, so they're doing great. Here's my Morocco fountain with Royal Jubilee, some convolvulus. These are amazing. If you plant any David Austin rose, this would be my recommendation. This is Royal Jubilee, not to be confused with Jubilee Celebration. This is Royal Jubilee. They're absolutely stunning. It just blooms continuously. Yes, you get that first flush, but you also get time and time and time again. And then this half of the garden was another one where I was really struggling with. So I'll start off with, has anyone else had problems with their bubble gum? Because I cannot keep mine alive. I have had like 5 plants in here. I keep replacing them, they keep dying. I keep replacing them, they keep dying. So I don't know, I'm not happy. And my royal velvets usually do so well, but you'll see as I move down a little bit, they are also doing some funky stuff. So I think I've decided that supertunias and fan flowers do not recover after being deprived of water. Like, see, there's another dead royal velvet that's just died. It just died overnight. Like, it took a couple days, but I mean, it just, you know, but the ones next to it, totally fine. It was 100 today, so I came out and gave everybody a little spritz of water just to kind of bring the temperature down and give them some foliar water, just as a little bit of a relief, and they like it. But this guy, see, here's another one. This one, next to its neighbor, not doing so good. So I feel like sometimes when they just decide to die, they just die. Nothing you can do. Here's my wallflower that I've been building out. Isn't that pretty? Tricolor. And then my cashmere, pink cashmere is just like cascading. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, look at, this is the dahlia, what is it? Totally Tempted, Vivid, Tempted, I don't know. I can't keep it straight. I have think a tag somewhere. It's gorgeous and it's doing great. Bushy, lots of growth. I've been super impressed and I love it with the pink cashmere. This is a Shasta daisy called Rebecca, and then the Atlas rose. Just like, look how pretty that is all together with the May Night Salvia. Like, oh, so pretty. I have a whole line of them over here. These don't get as much sun, so you can see they get smaller as compared to the other one, but they're still doing great, bud after bud after bud. So I'm really happy. And then this is my newest installation. This is gonna be a wall of star jasmine. So we got these black trellises from Home Depot. My husband hung them up for me, and we're trading the star jasmine to go up it. They're a little sun scorched, but hopefully they'll recover. But like, here's a good example of the fan flower. Once it started dying, I think it just decided to die. So, oh well. I'm also filling in this area with Cousin It Acacia. They're doing great. And then I've got the Perfecto Mundo double white azalea back there. They did not bloom for me last, you know, couple months ago, spring. I don't know why. I got like one, but maybe because they're new. This is their first year in the ground. So hopefully they'll figure it out. And then my coral bark Japanese maple, which is so pretty. So I'm really happy with how this is looking. Oh, I forgot to show you my replacement rock. I swear my husband's a saint. I drag him off to the yard. I hate this rock. I need another rock. I hate this rock. I need another rock. So we have it sitting here until we can get some help moving it into. But look at it. Isn't it cool? All the lichen and stuff on it. Oh, and then this is the other thing we're doing. We're taking down these rotten false fences here, and we're getting some new fences made. So this is like my junk storage area and our pool equipment, so that'll be covered up again. So I'm excited about that. And then I'll end you, oh, I mean, just look how pretty that is. Just, it's 100 degrees and these roses are doing great. Salvia, of course, is a champ. Salvia does great all the time. I have to hack that. That was down at the ground level this winter. I put on all that growth. Now I know it's on a raised bed, but still, it's still really tall. So I did my hanging baskets new this year. I put in double up begonias, and they already had the coral bells in it, so I didn't replace those. And Terrenia. The Terrenia died in this one. In fact, this one does the worst. A, because the squirrels dig in that one the worst, but also it just doesn't, it gets the least amount of sun. So here's another one, and the Terrenia is also called wishbone. It seems to be in between a flush, maybe, I'm hoping, but there's nothing on it yet. But this one's doing great. Isn't it pretty? This is my favorite one, and this one gets the most sun, and these are the begonias, and they do great. They're not crispy. They probably get too much water, to be honest, but I don't know how to control it. They're in self-watering containers, and maybe that's part of the problem. And then I also have some Terrenia in here with the vintage double coral calibrachoa, which is stunning. And I am so sad. I had another one of these in a pot that was looking gorgeous, and the painters killed it. They wrapped up all our stuff in plastic, and they wrapped up my plant, and I didn't even notice until I looked at it, and I'm like, oh. It was completely burned to a crisp. It was so sad. So of course I don't have any more at the garden store, so we went and got another one, and here it is, but it's not the same. But here is our beautiful view. I have to tell you, you guys, I am so happy. I've worked so hard to get this to a place where I come out here and I love it, and I just don't see all the work I have to do or the things I'm unhappy with. And I feel like I'm finally in that frame of mind where I can enjoy what I'm seeing now. Yes, there's work to do, and yes, there's fine tuning, but I'm not just walking around going, oh, I hate this. Oh, this is dead. Oh, this looks dumb. So, yay. You know, and in a tough climate like ours, with the hot, dry climate, I just really feel like I'm starting to dial in what works. So yay. Anyway, that is June. That is our beautiful garden tour. I'm so glad you joined me, and thank you, and drop me a link. Tell me what you think. What do you like? Any suggestions? I am all ears. All right, gang, thanks so much. Have a great rest of your year. Well, of your summer, not your year. I mean, you can have a great year, but have a great rest of your June. Bye.